In this video, I'll show you guys the 1.5 card combo that rips 2 cards from the opponent, summons Detonator, summons Draco Future using the new Onomat style cards and Ryzeal, and get the style with the Evil Swarm Ouroboros, which is coming back to the meta, probably one of the most villainous cards we've seen in a while. So I'll show you guys how it's done, and I'll show you some replays against some meta decks. That being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Would you like to see more content like this? And I'll see you guys in the replays. Alright guys, starting off first with normal summon the Goblin to special the Gigas from deck. Adding Gigas gives us more flexibility when we do our searches when they're detached. We're just going to continue with the plays now. We've got Onomat Pickup searched by the new Gagagagel. This gives us Onomat Pyro, which searches 2 names. Because we also detach the Goblin, we get to search the Warrior as well, which is very important. The Warrior and the Goblin, they are the best cards. They're the stars of the deck, and you need a Onomat material to detach with this card, but this card is insane. It's the power creep that we needed. Let's keep going. We're going to search, well, we've searched with Onomat Pyro. We've brought back Glove because we sent it to grave with the Warrior, which is a really nice combo. The Glove will special the Knight from the hand, and the Knight will search us the Onomat Utopic, and from here we get to search for the Ryzeal engine thanks to Banshee. We've got a Light Pyro, which is Star Ryzeal. We've gone into the Draco Future now because we recognize that the Ryzeal locks are going to start happening. We get to detach a dead material from Draco Future, which never gets used. And there we go, guys. We've got the Ryzeal cross face down. Obviously, this is a combo, so I think I forgot to put it face up. And something I showed in my other Utopia video, which you definitely have to go see if you're interested in this deck. If you put the Twin Eclipse in the materials for Draco Future, so when you bring it back, it's another negation. I think that's very powerful. The DUAD is going to detach 2 from the I believe itself, because we added the 3rd material, which gives us the Ryzeal cross negate. We're gonna go for the cult, which you can special from hand. We turn everything into a level 4. We go for the first hand rip. We discard a monster. Warrior was detached, so then we get to search again for more advantage. This is like a Ryzeal power creep in itself. Then we go for the sword, then the ice. The ice gets to send a Ouroboros to grave, which is very, very important to let us trigger another summon. We then go for a Detonator as well. And again, this is off 1.5 cards, guys. You bring 2 cards back from the draw 3 with Dugaras and the Ryzeal Cross, and you obviously got other cards in your hand. So this goes to show what is possible through Handtraps if you have the extenders already in your hand, which is very important. So let's keep going. There's the Twin of Eclipse, and there's our end board. I've watched other replays of this deck, and they tend to lock you into rank level 4s, and XT Ryzeal can't search if you have a non-rank 4 on the field. So that's the clash between XT Ryzeal searching and Draco Future. But I think Draco Future is a much better contingency plan if something goes wrong. Obviously, we have Detonator with the Eclipse as well. Draco Future is way better, guys. This is Dragoons, except it doesn't discard to negate, and it's linked to a monster effect negation, but that is still a pretty good trade-off. This card is one of the best boss monsters in the game. Okay guys, in this replay we're playing up against White Forest. Yeah, this is what the end board is for the opponent. Let's go for a follow straight away because we know that Diapel will summon from the extra deck. They do a negation on the Onomat Pyro, so that's obviously really bad for starters. But we have the Warrior, which sends a go monster, I believe, as cost, and then it can special itself and it turns into a level 4. As for the Glove, we can special this as well if we control a Dodo monster or go, so that's really good for us. But then they get rid of our monster with a board wipe from the level 11 Synchro, so we go into the XT Ryzeal with the Aggregator forces Diabel. They go for the Mystic Mystery Synchro. This brings out the Snake Eyes Vengeance, so we're seeing the full force of White Forest here. But we managed to play through and extend because everything that moves in this deck does something, it searches something. So you're always making a comeback. We go for the DUAD drive, it resolves. That means we're probably going to win the game because this card is extremely powerful. We still had Node in hand to special and go for plays. Okay, this is a quick replay, but I just want to give you an example of what's possible past 3 hand traps. They do a 4 loss, we do an Ash, they do another 4 loss, we do Call by the Grave. So at least we get to shut that down, but they have an Imperm as well. We're 2 cards down, we have a non-engine in hand. But luckily, again, all the pieces of Onomat are extenders, but they do a really strong Imperm. But the great thing about Imperm is even if it stops our Exceed monsters, because they were detached by monster effect, they can still search, and that gives us all the extension we need. Zubaba Knight is also a 1-card star, but we play this at 1 because it's hard for it to really get pulled off. That's why you also run 2 cult, just in case you don't have another Zubaba monster. You can search it and still become a level 4. So again guys, through 3 hand traps, we had 3 non-engine in hand, we were able to make this board through all of that. and now we're extending into the Ryzeal plays as well. So that just goes to show what's possible with the deck. We're going to detach from Draco Future and the Dual Drive, keeping one material in case they have Nibiru, going for an XT Ryzeal, going for an Ouroboros. I'm not sure exactly what we do from here, but I want to say, okay, we get another search, which is great. We go for the plug-in play here. We add another attachment to Dual Drive, and we pass turn. The opponent has, well, we drew 2 of the same cards, so it's unfortunate for him, but it doesn't matter for us because we're going to steal his Diabellstar anyway. So even if he had Deception, we'd still win the game. And then we just simply OTK. The other powerful thing about this deck is you can play Dagaras and make your monster double attack and then help win the game that way. You have Twin Eclipse, which can OTK as well by itself by detaching a material. So there's a lot of ways to OTK in this deck. Okay guys, in this replay we're going first against a different White Forest player. It looks like they're running some Horus engine, but we're trying something different. We went straight into the Dual Drive and we went for the Ryzeal crossplay. And let's see how far we go with mainly the Ryzeal starters. Typically you don't want to go for Dual Drive straight away, but I think this is when I was testing and I just wanted to see what was possible. That said, we still show a good replay of what you can expect. What you're supposed to do in the combo, by the way, you're supposed to detach your materials and make a Twin Eclipse with the Ouroboros, so that when the Twin Eclipse goes to grave, it goes with the Ouroboros, which brings it back and puts it under the material. And so you need cards like Ice and Node Ryzeal. That's why they're important. Let's keep going. We've brought back a level 4 monster, and like I said, we're going for the second hand drip here. Okay, that was useless. That was just another copy of the field spell. The thing to not forget is Detonator was limited for a reason. Just like a Ryzeal, this is one of the best boss monsters in the game. We go for a hand trap on the wanted. We pop the field spell, and then from here, I think we just keep destroying their cards. We even have a Twin Eclipse under the Detonator just in case. And the Ryzeal cross negation, which is extremely powerful, just negate the LZ from hand. We've got the Dual Drive attack boost, and we get to attach a material. Again, what you can do if you're not sure is just go for a Detonator and win the game, or you can hand rip and win the game. That's the power of Ryzeal on a mat. Alright guys, so here's the deck profile. I'm running 3 Goblin, I'm running 3 Warrior, I've got 1 Knight, 1 Zubaba Knight, 2 Cult. Is very important when you search with Zubaba to turn it into a level 4. You need that other copy, which can sometimes be searched or hard drawn by the other monsters, so that's important. But it's also an extender similar to the other cards that we run at more than 1. It's an extender, so that's why it's there. We are trying the Astral Hope because this is a generic Exceed negation which doesn't need an Onomat style card, so you can have a Ryzeal and have this in the back row. Also, Astral Hope again helps us get rid of the Twin Eclipse with Ouroboros to search, and that is part of the Ouroboros loop you need. The added Gigas, because if you start with Goblin, this helps us achieve 2 hand rips, and the board you saw in the combo is also a special from grave. Yes, it can be a brick, but again, we've got ways to summon these guys from hand, so it's not the end of the world. Glove is super important. Maybe a card you run at 2. We've got 2 Onomat to pick up because you don't see this card too much, as once we have Onomat power, it's a dead card. And then yeah, we've got the Unbreakable Barrier. This is a really strong Exceed negation, which you can also destroy a card on the field by detaching 2 materials. I feel like that effect is very low key, so keep that in mind when you play this card. And also it's got a grave effect as well to attach to an Exceed monster. So if you happen to use Dagaras to bring back Ouroboros, you can also banish this card and attach a material to it. So that's quite important. We've got 2 XD Ryzeals as the only true extender of the Ryzeal strategy. We only need 1 Ice to send the Eclipse to grave to bring back Ouroboros. Sword I put to 1. I'm still debating this card at 1 or 2, but because it needs a Ryzeal in field or grave and sometimes they're under the materials, it's hard to pull this off. The debate I've given myself is you can either run Draco Future or you don't run it and you add more Ryzeal monsters. Definitely run like a second Dual Drive, maybe Baguska. I've started Baguska as not everyone will play a non-link deck. And of course, Mitsurugi Ryzeal as well. We can't forget about that deck. So we've got cards like Dimensional Barrier. The amount of monsters you'll summon in 1 turn, you can seriously just search any spell trap in the game. And if you search Anti-Spell Fragrance, a Mitsurugi player loses the game. There's no way they're coming back from this. Alan Bershin continues to be a powerful card in Utopia. We used it in the OG versions and now it's back in Ryzeal. So that's been the deck profile, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Have you tried Onomat Ryzeal? I have a feeling Mitsurugi would get hit next on the ban list, so Ryzeal will need some place to go. It's a good extender and they're obviously very powerful. Detonator being at 1 is still good enough, and in a deck like Utopia, it makes up for it. We have our own boss monsters. So with that being said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.